Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopses and character bios for this issue. The Uncanny X-Men 157 from 1982 by Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum, and Bob McLeod, I believe. Or Bob Wysek. Oh, the two Bobs. Good cover here. We got the Dark Phoenix here. This is actually one of the few issues on Uncanny X-Men that I don't have the original for at this time. I'm missing about. I have every issue from the Dark Phoenix on up except for 6 of them. Um, so we start here with this Shi'ar person saying, "It's Phoenix, but she's dead." And Phoenix saying, surely you know that a Phoenix dies only to be reborn again. I love the color holds. Love magenta. It's one of my favorites. I love when magenta is used. You can see some screen tones here, some dry brush. Good stuff here. I really, really like this cover. This is how I originally discovered this issue. Great cover by Mike Mignola. If we could have gotten this cover, but with this in magenta instead of the yellow, I would almost like this. Of course, I like Mignola or Mignola. It just depends on who pronounces it with what. What I like about this cover than the other one is the poses of everybody. It's not as crowded. Like I said, make this magenta similar to the other cover, and I think this one would be much, much better. But this is actually how I own this issue. So, all right, hide and seek. Here we got our credits. We still don't have Tom Orzechowski, nor do we have Glynis Oliver / Glynis Wine. We still have Louise Simonson, or Jones in this case, as the editor with Jim Shooter. So, all right. So the Starjammers are making repairs to their ship. We got Corsair here, and we got Cyclops here. How much longer, Corsair? Each second we delay, the Earth, brings the Earth closer to its destruction. And Corsair says, the job has to be done right, Cyclops. You know that. In space, especially in our line of work, there's no margin for error. We're moving as fast as we can and doing the best we can, but we'll have to be content with that. So real quick here, they are using code names to talk to each other. That is done to with that mandate. Every comic is somebody else's first. I actually do appreciate that, and I do wish some of the newer style of writers would actually incorporate that. One of the things I was doing for a while, but it just wasn't getting played, is I was covering Warren Ellis's run on, oh my goodness gracious, Stormwatch, and there was no exposition. I mean, a lot of times you had to work to find out what the heck, who was who and what was going on. So Chris Claremont always spoon feeds you, but some writers just give you nothing to work with. So we got to find a happy medium. Here's Wolverine, and he's using his claws. It has the same as his other claws, so as to not pop the suit here. And we got Raza, and we're just kind of seeing everybody clean up. Love the screen tones being here. And so we got Colossus here. Wolverine, my friend, I have never seen so many stars. It is a glorious sight. And Wolverine is behind him. Enjoy it, bub. You're probably one of the first people, certainly the first Russian, to see the Milky Way from this angle. And Colossus says, and to know that there is life out there, that humanity is not alone in the universe. And Wolverine says, if we aren't lucky, Petey, humanity may soon be dead. And he says, I have not forgotten. So, um, this looks like a big duck. This ship here. So this is the jammer. And so, nor have I forgotten how close I came to my own death. That is, sorry, that has perhaps made me appreciate the endless wonder of life all the more. That was Colossus who had said that. You're a poet, Colossus. As says Wolverine, and Tovarish Wolverine, I wish I was. So, all right, and here we have an explosion. And he calls out to Wolverine, and Wolverine says, "Relax, Petey. I'm okay. My suit's intact. I'm not losing atmosphere or wait a minute. My backpack thrusters have ignited. I can't shut them down. They're shooting me away from the ship." So, and then here comes Mamselle Hepzibah. "No fear, Apeling. Rescue imminent." Apeling, that's awesome. "Too much ground clutter around the ship. Tiny target like Wolvie, hard to scan. If visual contact lost, take forever to find him again. Time we cannot spare." And Colossus feels bad. "My chest, I cannot feel. So empty, hollow. It's so hard to think. No, not again. This cannot be happening again. And so he sort of looks here like he's going to faint. This is how they sort of show those things. "Wolvie, relax, huh? What are you doing, lady? Why didn't you just send a tug or shuttle to pick me up? Mechanisms needed elsewhere. Quicker. More certain to do the job myself. Also more fun. Raza, present for you, warrior. Fine, sweetheart, you rescue me. Who's gonna save you?" And Cyclops says, "Leave that to me, buddy." And so you can see Raza grabbing Wolverine here, catching him. And so Cyclops uses his optic blast. It goes through, I don't know. I'm quite sure that he explains it here, but it just goes through. And so you can see bam, 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 pushing her back. "Very nice, son. I'm impressed. Thanks, Dad. Practice makes perfect." Goes from calling each other by codenames to dad and son. So, and so sentiments echoed by self. "Good work," says oh my God, what was her name? Hepzibah? I missed it. Anyway. "My pleasure," says Cyclops. "Ha, boy is a swashbuckler and gallant Corsair, like father, like son." And here's Chod. "Corsair, Cyclops, to my side at once." And Cyclops says, "What's the matter, Chod?" And suddenly he sees and screams out Colossus's name. And so now we're in the infirmary here. We still are seeing the chest wound here. And Chod says, "When he lost consciousness, he automatically reverted to human form. His condition is serious, Sikorsky." Or Sikorsky. I don't know. I would imagine it's Sikorsky. "See that myself can. Cripes, he's bleeding again," says Wolverine. Warned he was. Wounds critical. Rest required. Stubborn he is, like most humans. Now price is paid. Titch, bleeding internally. Surgery required. Most difficult will be." So very, very Yoda-esque, he says. So, I don't know whether this is an 82, but this issue. So I will imagine that Chris Claremont is not picking this up from Empire Strikes Back. Just coincidence. He speaks like Yoda, and Return of the Jedi did come out, I believe, in 82. But I believe it's just a coincidence here. So, assistance Storm required. Others depart. And Storm says, "I'll prepare Peter for surgery, Sikorsky." And Xavier says, "May I assist you?" "Offer appreciated, Xavier, but psi skills yours elsewhere required. Apprised will I keep you all of boy's condition." Whew, that was difficult. And Cyclops says, "Let's go, people. There's no more we can do." And Wolverine says, "Bull. Petey's a friend, Bug. I ain't leaving him. And he takes Wolverine out, just sends him out. Scoot! And Wolverine doesn't like it. Hey! So, alright. Cyclops says, Wolverine, I know how you feel. Then help me trash this door, Scotty. The Ruski needs us. And Professor X says, Sikarsky saved him once, Wolverine. We must trust him to do it again. And Wolverine says, it's this bloody waiting, Charlie. It's driving me nuts. We're not doing Petey or the Flamin' Earth any good. We're just sitting on our duffs. And so the other robot comes in and says, pardon my intrusion, but your presence is requested on the bridge. And Wolverine's like a hologram in the middle of the corridor. So here they come to the bridge where this, oh my gosh, is it Hugo? Oh, I'm sure they'll say his name in a moment here. But here's Lilandra, I believe, and she says, I used the Imperial Comlink and my private code to reach Chancellor Araki. Once I assure him that I am free and unharmed, he'll call off the punitive strike against the Earth. Contact was established. He acknowledged my initial transmission, but now he won't answer. I've been calling for minutes without reply. I fear something may have happened, says Lilandra. And so, of course, it has. She keeps calling here. Araki, this is Lilandra. Please respond. Can you hear me, my lord? Is anything the matter? Ara, and then it's cut off. And so here, of course, we learn that Samadar, last issue we learned that he's, of course, one of the bad guys. And he says here, I fear, Magistress, that you have had your last conversation with your beloved Chancellor. A pity he did not listen to reason. We were friends, and slaying a friend is always distasteful. Commandant, this is Admiral Lord Samdar. Summon the battle staff. As soon as the stated deadline has expired, we will execute Chancellor Araki's orders and obliterate the Earth. So, what will happen? Of course, we know what will happen, but still, these are 45-year-old comic books after all. So. And so Lilandra again, contact has been broken, and now the Imperial subspace frequencies are being jammed. I cannot reach any ship in the task force. And Chad says, sounds grim. And Cyclops says, Corsair, isn't there anything we can do? And Corsair says, once we're finished, we can reach local Earth space in seconds. But until then, son, we're immobilized. I'm sorry, Scott. They must have a warp drive. Professor, what about a telepathic mind link with Nightcrawler and Kitty? And Xavier says, Magneto, our arch foe. Alteration of the terrestrial magnetic field prevented me from employing long-range psionic communication with you X-Men on Earth. But here, that obstacle does not exist. It's certainly worth a try. So, here we go. And so you can see Xavier reaching Nightcrawler and oh my goodness, Kitty Pryde here. And here you can see distorted, but is this an alien? That's weird. So anyway, it says here something alien. That is that the, oh, that could be the, I haven't read these in forever, so I do apologize. I wonder if that's the Brood. So, and he goes, and Cyclops says, Charles, and Wolverine says, that scream, what happened? And Lilandra holds him. I do not know. Cyclops, he lies so still. Is he? And Cyclops says, he's breathing, but that's about it. Let's get him to sickbay fast. Looks like Sikarsky's got himself another patient. So, and so, of course, this fish creature is what the Brood uses to go through, and the Brood take away all the higher functions. So, and here's Deathbird, who's being thrown. It says here, the Brood are not a forgiving race, nor do they like losing. So, And Deathbird says, I am of the Eyrie, the royal nest of Shiar. I was firstborn wing leader of the Dawn flight. You hold me, you defy me at your peril, she says, as she's being defiant. And the brute says, hey girl, surely a cadre of warriors prime can cope with a single mammal. Your second in command cannot answer you. Clan master, nor can his, is it cadre? Cadre? I don't know. You cannot slay us all, Deathbird, perhaps, but you will not live to see me fall. So, point well taken. I propose a truce. So, a sensible decision, she says here. So, why did your warriors attack me? We are sworn allies. And the brood says here, with all respect, renegade, you could not have done us more harm than had you been our deadliest foe, they say. I really don't like the brood. I don't like the insectoid thing. I think it would have been more effective. I understand that different alien creatures may look different, but to me, and maybe it's just the way Dave Cockrum draws them, they don't seem that, I don't know, something more humanoid, like the Kree or Skrull. I know that is, but I don't know. Could have done like a humanoid with maybe many arms or something. I don't know. But continue. As I recall, Deathbird, you pledged that our association will prove mutually beneficial. Instead, thanks to you, my vessel is near crippled. I have suffered innumerable casualties among warriors and breeders, and your own such touted revolt against your sister Lilandra seems in imminent danger of a collapse. The brood backs winners, Deathbirds. Then, Cam Nahar, I have nothing to fear. This computer module contains genetic scans of Lilandra's consort Xavier and his pupils, taken during our fight on Earth aboard your clan ships. They are mutants, each gifted with a unique ability that sets them apart from the rest of their race. Oh, I love Chris Claremont always puts that in. I know it's part of that Jim Shooter. It's everybody else's. Spawn of the Blood Moon, never have I seen such readings. As breeders, they could serve the mother of us all. We must have them, Deathbird, at any cost. Leave that to me, she says. Very well, Renegade. It seems you have not yet outlived your usefulness. To our cause. Succeed in this, and no reward will be denied you. Fail, however, and she says, either way, alien, you will slay me or worse. I knew that from the moment we met, but I am a survivor, Clan Master. Before I am through, it is you who will beg for my mercy. A mercy that will be denied, she says. So we are now above the Earth, which is where Kitty and Nightcrawler stayed here. And Nightcrawler says, another costume, Katskin. At this rate, you're using the Shiar clothes making gizmo. You'll soon wear out the poor machine out. And Kitty says, I haven't been playing, Kurt. You know that. I've been using the costumer to tap into the ship's prime computer, she says. How can you sit so calmly? We saw a videotape of Colossus being killed. The professor's mind call was broken off in mid-sentence, and now we're unable to contact Chancellor, I think they misspelled it, Arari, to tell him what the professor told us, that Lilandra is okay. We've got to do something. And Nightcrawler says, I am doing something. With all the data you swiped from the ship's computers, I've been able to rig a portable costumer. And what's that? And says Nightcrawler, the ship's being called to battle station, says Kitty. Nightcrawler, the dateline must be up. They're going to destroy the Earth. Not if we can help it, right, Katzen? Says Nightcrawler. Yeah, continues Kitty. And so you can see her put on this, you're sure you'll be all right? And Kitty says, no, but that won't stop me. I'm an X-Men. You guys are depending on me. I won't let you down. And so Nightcrawler says, good luck, Kitty. And so off she goes. I'm an X-Men. I'm a kid. What the heck am I doing here? I've never been so scared in my life. At least this skin suit will protect me from the temperature and radiation, and its grip soles will hold me to the hull. Too bad the customer didn't whip up any air tanks. And so you can see that is a nice, I like this panel here. I'm stuck with what's in my lung, which means I can't goof off. That view's so beautiful. That's New Guinea. Headhunters below, starships above. How's that for an absolute contrast? Um, all the internal walls of our cells were shielded against our mutant powers. The whole, though, was left unprotected. Nightcrawler could have easily teleported outside. But since he can only teleport to a location he can see, or one he knows perfectly, he wouldn't be able to get back in, which is why things are up to me. So, again, adding stuff for the reader, that particular rule of it's always everybody's first. Keep in mind, and I really forget to say this in the beginning, I do have a playlist for all of these. I have an X-Men playlist, so... And I started all the way from the beginning, and I'm doing everything in reading order, so... there's an emergency airlock down the hall. I hope I can reach it. My chest is starting to ache, she says. So she uses her powers and phases through. And she goes, woof. Just like I figured. The lock is deserted. And so is the corridor leading to it. And so she takes off that little headpiece. When Kurt and I left... When Kurt and I were left as hostages, Professor Xavier telepathically implanted all his knowledge of the Shi'ar into my head. That included the schematics of this tub. I can find my way around it blindfolded, I hope. There's our cells. Whoops, company. And so one of them speaks. We are to take no chances when I open the door. Spray the compartment with the blaster fire. Admiral Lord Samedar wants both of the barbarians eliminated already. So they go through. Now, by the Black Nebula, Nightcrawler, look out, they're here to kill us. Kitty! And so he teleports, and she short-circuits their things here by touching them, and you can see Nightcrawler, bamf, 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 bamf. So, as he goes in, punches everybody. So... And Nightcrawler says, Men of steel, jaws of glass, my kind of foe. At least now we know the Admiral's intentions. You okay, Kitty? And she says, uh-huh. And Nightcrawler continues, we'll leave the rifles. They're too big and cumbersome. Here's a hand blaster and the mini version of the costumer I was building, programmed with the designs we agreed on. And Kitty says, this is a crazy plan, Kurt. Do you think it'll work? And he says, well, we'll never know till we try. And she goes, let's find Araki and pray he believes us. So, and so they come in and he goes, Chancellor, my God. That's what Mingot is. She goes, gas, Kurt, is he? And Nightcrawler says, I'm afraid so. Come away, child. He is beyond help. He was murdered, and I have a nasty feeling about who's responsible, Nightcrawler says. The Admiral. I never liked that creep anyway, she says, but he commands the fleet. How can we stop him? And so Nightcrawler goes, the Imperial Guard, they're loyal to Lilandra, and convincing them should be simple. We'll let their telepath oracle read Xavier's message in our mind. And Kitty says, Kurt, how do we know they're loyal? In truth, Kitty, we don't. But we have no one else to turn to, says Nightcrawler. So, here is everybody. And so, Salander says, target our missiles against the major population centers. And this guy says, Admiral, it is my understanding that we were to locate the Empress, then effect her release with the Imperial Guard, not engage in a punitive strike. And he says, that understanding is incorrect, Captain. And Captain says, should not Chancellor Araki be present? And he says, he is indisposed. I command this operation. You have your orders, Captain. Obey them. And this guy says, main batteries locked on targets, ready to fire. And suddenly Nightcrawler shows up. Baff, 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 baff. And they're like, explosions. I see flames. The bridge is filling up with smokes. Science officer, are we under fire? Is this an attack? And suddenly, again, bamf. So... Shara and Kirthri preserve us, and suddenly, you do well to call upon your gods, Lord Samedar, for only they can save you from my wrath. And everybody's like, Phoenix, the evil one, but that's impossible, she's dead. Surely, Admiral, you know that the Phoenix dies only to be reborn. Terra is my home, Shiar. You threaten it at your own peril. You shall not be warned again. And again, we get a bath. And so we see here that it was Kitty Pryde pretending to be Phoenix. And she goes down here. And so, Gladiator says, "Mind scan the ship, Oracle. The space around us. Whoever, whatever the entity was, find it." And she goes, "Gladiator, if it was truly Phoenix, what what will what will we do? What can we do?" And Gladiator says, "I don't know. When last we fought, it took an entire Imperial Guard to bring her down, and even then, it only because she allowed it." And I have covered that, like I said, in the playlist. "Merciful gods, if she is reborn, we may as well be good as dead. Hurry up with that scan, Oracle. Oracle, Oracle." So Oracle has disappeared. And of course, Nightcrawler got it. And it takes a lot of him when he's like, "Who? Where at?" He says, "Don't be afraid. We mean you no harm." "Hi, Kurt. Did you see my performance?" So of course this one's freaked out because she really thinks it's the Dark Phoenix. "Hey, wait! Don't run. She still believes you. Stop her, Kitty." And so she does. And she goes, "Stop fighting me, Oracle. I'm not Phoenix. I'm Kitty. Please listen to us. Help us before it's too late. For your people as well as ours. Empress Lilandra is alive and well." "What? Am I to take the word of a child desperate to save her world? You're a telepath. Read my star. Probe as deep as you like. I've nothing to hide." So she does, and she probes their eyes. And she calls out, "Gladiator, Starbolt, to me at once." And so, this is Starbolt. He goes, "I'm not convinced. Still, this would explain the Admiral's recent unusual behavior. Their story is easily confirmed. We simply postponed the bombardment of Earth long enough to establish contact with the Starjammer and the Majestrix. Whatever we decide, we'd best do it quick. I'm scanning the command deck. They're preparing once more to attack." And Nightcrawler says, "I can show you the Chancellor Araki's body." And Starbolt says, "That proves nothing. You could have slain him yourself." And Gladiator says, "Samedar, a traitor. He's an ambitious man. I suppose for the right price and the right odds, even he might be tempted. If so, we have a problem. He's accompanied by a contingent of Imperial Guards, borderers, whose loyalty may be to him rather than the Empire." And suddenly Samedar says, "There is no may about it, Gladiator." And everybody's like, "Samedar, Lord, a holofield, but how did he find us? How could he have known?" And he says, "I'm a careful man. That's how the ambitious survive. When you slipped away just now, I had a spy eye follow you. A new order is about to embrace the Shi'ar, and necessity, those who have no place in it will be eliminated. This is your last hurrah, Gladiator. Make it a fight worth remembering." So they go, "War Star. That mechanoid symbiote has not come alone, but no matter the odds, we shall prevail." So a proud boast in Rui and a hollow one. So here we go. These are some of the ones that fought in the this is the guy that Wolverine took his costume. So that Hussar remains to be seen. So here we go. We got a fight between everybody here. I'm not gonna read that. It's just stuff here. So here this thing's about to eat Piggy. I love that schlup. And Kitty phases down, and she begins to run. She's got a plan here, while everybody else continues fighting here. And so, "Incompetent dolt," says Samedar. "Must I do everything myself?" And so he turns this weapon on here. And Kitty's like, "This must be causing fits up in the bridge here. Once I scramble these primary computers, I've got to go after the secondary core. I have to be careful, though. I want to disable their big guns without damaging any life support systems. I don't want to hurt anyone, though for what she did to Peter, I think I'd cheerfully wring Deathbird's neck." But you see this here, and it shoots poor little Kitty. And so And Samedar says, I could have had you all slain, Gladiator, but I thought only fitting that you be present to witness my moment of triumph. Then you and Captain Kirk, oh, that is funny, Captain Kirk, who also foolishly opposed me, will be sent to a reward you most richly deserve. No matter what you do to us, you'll find this a fleeting, hollow victory, traitor. And Samdar says, one regiment's traitor is often another's hero, Gladiator. It all depends on who wins. But whatever your final fate, neither you nor your companions nor that pathetic little planet will be able to see it. Weaponeers, main batteries, fire. And so suddenly all the ships fire. But suddenly, here comes the Starjammers. And they intercept the beam. So hopefully they have a good shielding here. And so Lilandra appears. Hear me, Shiar. I am alive and well. No hostile action is to be taken against the Earth. Gladiator, why was this attack begun? Why are you under restraints? Where is my Chancellor? Dead, Majestrix, says Gladiator. Slain by Lord Samedar, who is in league with Deathbird. And Lilandra says, place him under arrest. Officers, release the X-Men and loyal guard. Kirk, assume command and withdraw the fleet beyond Earth's moon. So, she continues, I shall beam aboard directly, end transmission. And she says, poor Araki, I feared this. When we couldn't contact him, I shall miss him. Things looked and sounded pretty grim over there. I'm glad Kurt and Kitty are okay. And Lilandra says, yes, it seems Deathbird's conspiracy is far broader and deeper than I suspected. And Corsair says, and worse, she has outside help, the Brood. We have no idea where they come from, what they want, how to deal with them. I've a nasty feeling that compared to them, Deathbird's threat is negligible. So, we're down to our final two panels here. And Cyclops says, at least we saved the Earth. That's something. Well, look who's here. How do you feel, Peter? And Sokowski says, better he is. Better he will get, assuming physician's order is followed. And he says, I wish, Cyclops, the same could be said for Professor Xavier. According to Sikorsky, Storm says quietly, while the professor's body is substantially unharmed, his brain has been completely, irrevocably destroyed. He will not die, but he may well live out the rest of his days as a mindless vegetable. So, next issue, just when the X-Men thought they had enough problems, enter the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I don't like that. I don't think they would call themselves Evil Mutants. I think they would just call themselves the Brotherhood of Mutants. So, Uncanny X-Men 157 from 1982. Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum, and Bob Wyacek. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.